over at Geeks About Gaming Podcast. Holy crap, bananas. Flipsy. Hey, welcome, Flipsy. Flipsy, guys, check Flipsy out, by the way. I was just on his podcast earlier. Check out his channel. He's also doing another, streamer interview podcast. Check it out. Really nice guy. So make sure you check him out as well. But yeah, it's also... Oh, by the way, I like your shirt. You always have, on the web, you always have these different looks, but you look great all the time. I don't know how you put, like the flower shirt, it's, different, and it just... And somehow you make the beanie work with all of it. I don't know how, but somehow it works.
I think it's the blonde hair, honestly.
Is it? I don't know. It could be it, because it's you're wearing all these different, all varied shirts, and you just somehow make it all work. I'm like, daggone. Somehow I have a sense of style. Yeah, cool. So yeah, guys, so welcome. I hope everybody's doing alright, everybody's doing well. There's gonna be interesting things we're gonna be talking about tonight, maybe some heated topics tonight. I'm very excited about this. As a reminder, feel free to follow us on Twitter for any updates and stuff like that. I also at least try to post a highlight of the episode, so a highlight of the last episode we did should be up on our Twitter. We do this every Friday around 7 p.m. PST, which is right about now. How are you doing? How's it going, Kendall? How are you doing? How's this week been for you? How are you doing?
You know what? It's been pretty good. I've just been pretty tired. I just can't sleep like usual. I watch the sun come up, and then I wake up at 2 p.m. Life is great.
Fudge, wake up at 2 p.m. I don't even know how you could wake up at 2 p.m. Even when I was the only time I would ever wake up at a time like that is if I was really sick and just took a nap. But even then, I could stay up till 6 or 7 in the morning, and I there's no way I would be able to even sleep until 2. It's just the way my bodies work. But man, it's who are we? It's we're so tired with all this going on. How dare us be tired during quarantine? But heaven forbid.
Yeah, I almost feel guilty for feeling tired, but I can't help it.
You gotta. I just. Our beds are both being shined perfectly by the sunlight right now. You notice?
You can just tell it's not made.
We always find a way to match somehow, and right now it's our bed and our sunlight.
I like it.
Take it. Holy crap. Man, but yeah, it's been not a lot of big gaming news this week, but there's been a couple big heat topics being brought up. I figure we talk about this week and all that. Also, as another reminder, make sure you follow Kendall as well. I'll post her thing down there because she streams as well. A lot of cool things. So, I lost my thingy doodle. Hold on. What?
I believe in you. I believe.
There you go. Y'all always were. Okay, cool. All right. So
tell me about your week.
Tell me about my week. It's weird. I haven't been just streaming. Not too much going on. Work on time stuff. I tried. Okay, so last week I tried White Claw for the first time, and then I got just one flavor, which is the cherry kind or whatever, and it was fine. And then this time I went to the store and I got the variety pack because I'm trying to become a real influencer. So and that's what they drink, and I'm trying it out. And so I tried the mango and the watermelon, which I liked. And then there's also, I think, a lime and an orange kind, which I might try tonight as well. Nice. But otherwise, what I've been doing a lot recently is I started, ever since the Netflix party became a thing, I've been watching stuff with my parents. So I've been watching stuff with my mom almost every day. We'll spend 3 or 4 hours just watching shows. So we've watched all The Good Place, at least what's available, and we just finished Schitt's Creek, which are both really solid shows. If you've never seen them, I recommend it. And I started getting back into the anime. I'm watching 7 Deadly Sins right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so just a lot of watching. Not as much as productive stuff I'm sure you're doing. Not really anything to productive my life, but in a sense of catching up on stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a different type of productive.
Yeah. So, it's like all these people like have full successful life and somehow have time to binge all these shows, and then when I have all this time, I still fail at that, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? Like, what was that doing?
Like, what am I supposed to be doing differently?
Yeah, right? Yeah, so it's just, but yeah, so now it's been going all right. So we'll get started, I guess, with our first segment of the podcast. Kendall, you want to just lead us right into it?
Yes, let's do it. Howdy, everyone. Here is our weekly discovery. Yay! My weekly discovery is the game Raft, actually. I would like to thank my friend Chance for introducing Raft to me. It's basically just an ocean adventure, and you can play it by yourself or with friends, and it's just a survivor game. You're just on the ocean. There's a shark. We call him Bruce. You go from island to island, and all you do is survive. So it's like a building. Like, you build to survive, You gather, you forage, you build.
So this is a new. So how are you liking it? I mean, do you like it? Is it fun? Is it like?
I super like it. It's like a relaxing game, even though you're like trying to survive. But it's like there's no stress to it at all, besides making sure you drink enough water or something.
Really? Okay, because I normally don't play those kind of games. Again, it's that thing of like I don't want to build stuff. I don't want to have to worry about all of that. It's like that same feeling I have with Fallout 76, where I just want to, just go, explore, learn the story of where I'm at, maybe fight a few things, but I don't want to have to build rocks and things of that sort. Although, a game like this, a lot of those games usually are mostly single player, a lot of them, so it seems like this one being like a group one might be more fun of an experience to have.
I like it because it's kind of, I don't know if you played Rust, but it's similar to Rust, except it's not really an open world in a server. You have your own server, so you don't have to worry about other people ruining what you have already built for yourself. That's what I like about it. Like, your progress is your progress, and it can't be ruined or defeated by something other than you not progressing yourself.
Oh, that does sound comforting in a way.
Yeah, Minecraft and Rust combined. That's it. Yeah.
And wait, is it? So is this on PC or console?
Yeah, and you can get it on Steam.
Get it on Steam, huh?
Yeah, right. I super enjoy it. It's just relaxing.
Take it away. So you just keep going on with it. So is there some sort of end game, or it's just you're just living a life?
You know what? I have no idea if there's an end game. I would have to ask Chance about that. But right now we made a second level on the raft, and like I'm a fishing queen.
A fishing queen. Hey.
Yeah. So it's fun for sure.
Second level. Can you make like endless levels of the boat? Can you just keep stacking?
That's what Chance says. Chance says you can.
Okay, that's kind of cool. It's almost Fortnite without all the other crap. As far as like building stuff.
And you can play with your friends. Yeah, you just have to send them the server.
Oh, that's nice. That's and this just came out because I don't remember ever hearing anything about this. Does it just come out of nowhere?
It evolved. I remember Raft being just you and a shark, and now it's like you going out and exploring the ocean kind of thing with a shark. Yeah, it used to just be a plain shark game, I feel like.
Which is funny because I'll segue into something else that we'll bring up later, oddly enough. Because that's not the only game that has to do with a shark that came out this week.
It's true.
But we'll save that for another time. All right, so Raft, that's a interesting, different game. Good game to have during the quarantine, I imagine. So.
That's what I think. Yeah, it takes some time up. You're not stressed about anything. It's a good quarantine game. That is a great way to talk about it. Yeah.
All right, guys, make sure to check it out. Kendall recommends it, it seems like, so be sure to take the time to check that out on Steam. And give it a shot. Let us know what you think. If you do play it, feel free to send us a thing on Twitter or post about in the Discord as well. All right, Kendall. So that's what's going on this week. What's anything hip and happening though? Anything really going on now?
Actually, the last few weeks we have been we've been having a conundrum over Twitch and Twitter about emotes. Have you heard about this?
Emotes? Yeah. Why?
Why?
Can you tell me why, Kendall? Why am I hearing this out of the blue all of a sudden now?
I don't know, but I can tell you some streamers are not happy when other emotes besides their own are being used in their chat. They think it's self-advertising, they think it's free ads, and they think it's just plain annoying and weird if you don't use their emotes in their chat.
And it's okay.
Is that crazy?
It's again, why and why now? Most importantly, it's one of those. It's like all of a sudden, I'm trying to think of a correct comparison to this, right?
Yeah.
It's like if all of a sudden you were going into like a rated R movie and then people brought a bunch of kids and then all of a sudden like you look up, you're like, hey, there's a bunch of kids here, you shouldn't really be here, why are you here, it's a rated R movie. And it's like all of a sudden people just like woke up after 20 years and just realized, oh wait, there's kids in this theater. And it's and that's, I mean, how long has this streaming Twitch been around? It's been around for a few years. Why all of a sudden, when this was something that would have been discussed, I don't know, like a year, 6 months after emotes came out?
Like, why is this suddenly a problem right now? My working theory is because during quarantine, a lot of people has started picking up Twitch, is what I'm thinking. They started picking up streaming, and they're at the point where they have emotes, and they're small streamers, and they're just trying to get out there. So, the theory is that people are just actually trying to self-promote, but if they use their own emotes in some big streamer's chat. I see the different viewpoints from streamer and viewer, though. As a streamer, if you use your own emotes in some big chat, I can see how that is self-advertising. But if you're a viewer and you're subbing to both people, why not use all the emotes available to you? Because you're paying for them, you know what I mean? It's not like you're advertising their emotes. You're using them because you have them, because you earned it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's one thing to be like, if you just did it, you just hop in the channel for the first time and just start spamming like 8,000 emotes.
Mm-hmm. That's different.
That's one thing.
That's bad.
That I could get. But if like you're in the chat for a few times and you drop like an emote or whatever, you know, like me being the smaller streamer I am, my first instinct is like, oh, somebody's using their sub emotes. It makes me more appreciative of them because I know they're already subbed to another streamer, but they're still taking the time to stop by my stream also.
Yeah, right?
You know, and maybe I can get another sub out of that, but it just says, oh, they're, you know, if more people are more flexible that way, hey, I can take whatever I can get at this point. So, and, you know, it's like, it goes to the whole argument of, like, just the whole, oh, stream sniping, and, you know, using people to promote yourself in their streams, or, like, coming up to people in real life, and this and that, and then this whole, oh, gosh.
I know I don't mind it, because I think it's a cool way to make your community bigger, you know? You can learn from each other's emotes. Sometimes there are things you want to say in chat, but it's better to use someone else's emotes that convey what you're feeling more. But then there's the argument that there are the global emotes. Like, you don't have to use another streamer's emotes if there are global emotes you can use.
I mean, I would hope the people that are not upset about this at all would be all the artists of these emotes.
Yes.
Because if anybody's getting free advertising, I would think it's not even the streamer, it would be more the person that did the emotes. Unless the streamer did themselves, but a lot of people don't do their own. So
I know people who use their own hi emote to just say hi in the chat, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's some people's faces or whatever, but a lot of them are
Yeah.
drawn by people, and for those people to have their things, it's like, if, I could be streaming and I'm like, oh, I see this person's emote, I like that emote that you have, and then, I mean, depending if they're open or not, that they could get, like, you could be like, yeah, this person did my emote, and they're open for commissions or whatever, and it gets them more, like, customers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's talk about at what point does it mean self-advertising? Like, what is that line between self-advertising and just, chatting? Where is that boundary separate them?
I mean, in the general sense, or more just about the emote specific?
What do you think?
If it's fine, like, if you come in, you're like, oh, like, I stream as well, I don't see how, if people think that's self-advertising, it's just saying your stream, but you're not saying, like, come watch me. You're like, oh, I stream too, because I say that a lot of times just to let people know, hey, I also stream, don't, people tend to be like viewers, and some streamers are streamers, but they're not really streamers unless they're partner streamers, but streamers, viewers can be streamers. So I say that to not be, like, automatically categorized as, oh, I'm a viewer, I'm not, like, an actual streamer, sort of. So I'm coming in and I'll say, like, partway in, I might mention something about streaming, or I was streaming the other night to say, hey, I'm gonna say bo as you, don't put yourself above me because I'm a viewer in your chat, get your head out of your ass a little bit, okay? And that's not self-advertising, I'm just letting you know, you better, I might be goofy, but you better take me a little bit seriously here, you know what I'm saying? So, that's what part of it is, but to then come in and be like, I get a lot self-advertising, oh, hey, I get this on my channel a lot, like, oh, can you react to my friend's video? Can you react to this? Can you listen to this song?
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you say hi first? Like,
yeah,
hello.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I might be open to it, maybe, but you just come in and just drop that, and it almost feels like I treat you as a bot automatically. Like, I don't know. It's a very bot maneuver, so I'm just like, well, I'm not going to do it. So, I don't know. Is there a breaking point for you to where, I mean, do you have a certain leeway, sort of, that you do?
I think it's fine if they, like, come in and say hi with their own emote, or if just a different viewer uses other emotes. But if I can tell that you're just making excuses, like different chat lines, to spam your emotes, I can tell that that's an advertisement. That's where you have to end it. If you can tell that they're specifically saying things just to use an emote, and it's like the same sub, like the same streamer emotes, then it's like, oh, you're not in here to chat. You're in here to advertise either your stream or someone else's stream.
I mean,
it's kind of like what Jerome said. He's like, if a streamer is strictly using their own emotes on someone else's stream and they're spamming them, that would fall under self-advertisement. If they use it for green or whatever, that's fine. Like, that's how I see it.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I'm different from everybody else, but for me, emotes, it gets me to notice, like, the streamer, I guess, but I don't know, like, in my head, if emotes are gonna win me over to check out somebody's page or
that's what I think too. I also don't think, like, is an emote that good that you're gonna click on it to see how that streamer, like, you see that streamer's page?
Like, why, especially if you're a bigger streamer, like you won't even notice the emote half the daggone time anyway, and if you do, it's like one emote upon dozens of other emotes, so I don't get why they're all pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Like, why do you give a shit? Like, who cares?
Like, a little off topic, but on the same topic, I know some big streamers or just streamers in general who are partners, take away the check mark so that they don't get attacked by whoever they're streaming if they pop into a stream.
Oh, that topic. Oh, yeah. Don't get me started on that stupid topic. Like, what?
So I guess you could say it's the same exact thing. They see an emote as a check mark, you know? It like one in the same where, oh, don't come in here and just drop your email or drop your check mark to like in my chat.
Well, like, I mean, no, and it's not, you know, again, maybe it's part of me because I have a bit of an ego, and I think I'm just as good as everybody else part of this, but whether you're, like, a partner streamer or not, I mean, I don't give a shit, you know? It's like, why do people, like, care? I mean, to steal viewers based off, like, an icon or a thing... You know, and the thing is that that person's not gonna be streaming at the time anyway. The worst case scenario, they get a follow. You'll be lucky if you remember to even check them out at the daggone time, because there's 10 billion other people. So, I mean, unless you were currently streaming at that time, then go and somehow somebody else's stream to take it, which is kind of a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like... I feel like there's a bajillion other things that a person can do in the chat that's like self-promotion. Like emotes is like I feel like you're reaching just a little bit. There's a little bit of reach.
I also feel like if you're complaining about someone else's emotes as a self-advertising is a reach 100%, unless it's like blatantly obvious that they're advertising. But it is a reach, 100%.
It's just, it's so weird. Yeah, I feel like it's, I don't know, just depends on the person and how their brain works.
Yeah, I guess. I honestly would only see it as self-promotion for, like you said, the artist, you know?
Yeah, then, I mean, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna go yell at the artist, so you yell at the in-between? I mean...
Yeah. It's a little silly.
I mean, I use my emotes on other people's channels all the time. Nobody's, like, ever really yelled at me about it, but they know me, you know, and...
But you gotta do it in a big streamer that cares. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the fuck of them. I've never met Summit. I never talked to the guy, but he seems like a cool guy, you know, and seems a cool guy. I got no problem with him, but I could say, like, his opinions on it, I'm on the opposite side of his opinion of the whole thing.
He said he thought it was a little weird, and I couldn't find anything in depth to that. Like, why do you find it weird, Summit?
Because then my counter is that I think it's weird that you find it weird. But then in the way life society works, because I'm just like me or whatever, then somehow that makes me as a person weird. And, you know, and it's just I'm like, what's, like...
Like, why does it matter? Why does it matter that much?
Yeah, like, why does he give a shit?
Yeah. Like, why was it such a big deal that we're still talking about it like 2 weeks later and still having arguments about it, you know?
It's
when
like...
it was first brought up.
Right, it's the whole thing of the argument about, like, leeching and stuff like that. My philosophy has always been is this. If you're worried about people leeching from you, it's... If that person that you're working with, like, steals some of your viewers, then that means that they're just as good as you are, because they're always worried about, like, it could be anybody stealing viewers. I'm like, if you're worried about anybody stealing viewers, if any random person can easily steal your viewers, and that's a concern, then the whole system, there's something wrong with the whole system in general. You shouldn't be worried about any, like, random, even if it's a big or small streamer, about leeching off of you, because if the audience goes and leeches off of them, that's because it should be because they're as good as you are, or they're as entertaining as you are, but they're not gonna, like, disappear off your channel. But if you're worried about some random person that's never, you know, it's their first day streaming or whatever, and you're worried about it, then it's like, what? Like, why do you...
Yeah, it kind of sounds like if you're gonna complain about it, you're I feel like you think your viewership is a little fragile, you know? You think that you don't have a solid foundation of viewers if you complain. Like if you're one of those people, like do you really think your viewers would leave you that fast because of an emote?
Right. It just makes me feel like you're a little not like I mean you're a little insecure about yourself too.
Yeah.
But again, it's like stop getting your head out of your ass, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
and I'm not afraid to be like that with people, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been accused of like leeching or anything like that, but if somebody were going to, I would. It would make. I don't know how I would. It would make me feel like. There's often times, Kendall, in life, especially I feel like more recently, where I feel like I'm the smartest person in the room, and that I should never feel like the smartest person in the room. But it's happened way too often recently. That's the problem. If I feel like I'm the smartest person in the room,
you're like something is wrong here.
Something is wrong with the system. Right? Yeah, something is wrong with the system. I feel like I'm the smartest person in the room.
That's how I feel when I'm playing games, when I'm doing really good. I'm like, there's something wrong if
right?
I'm doing good.
Like, I ain't the smartest block in the tool shed, but I have somewhat common sense, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's so funny.
Like, what the heck?
I guess to each their own, and you just have to be careful of where you use your emotes, I guess.
I guess.
This day and age, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It goes along with, like, there's a whole nother topic I could get into. Maybe I should have asked anything about, we were talking about before, I think, about, like, streamers and taking viewers off streamers and playing with only specific people and things like that. But that's a whole nother argument. But
we could totally talk about that next week or something.
Yeah, we should. But yeah, even gosh, it's I don't know. It feels like a conversation about Twitter that randomly popped up where people start arguing about like the plot of a movie from 30 years ago or something. It's just like, are we that bored? Is that how bored we are? You know, and it's just oh god, it just pisses me off.
Man, what a good time.
What a
great time to be alive.
That's why I'm starting to drink every day. That's why. Moments like this. It's just like, oh my.
No wonder I've been taking trips to the liquor store more often.
Yeah. How dare you use emotes in my chat? Ugh. Yeah. That's a gag if I ever heard one. Jesus. Like, man, nah. Like I said, like just stop it.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wait, we're better than this. We're better than this. All right,
let's move on.
Enough about those shenanigans, kiddo. Can we move on to something else that's less silly?
Let me tell you about Valorant.
All right. Oh.
Yeah.
We play that.
So, yeah. And as you know, it's currently being beta tested right now, and it's a free-to-play game during beta. The way to get the game is to watch streams playing Valorant to get a beta key, right? Not everyone was lucky enough to get it, but most people got it. Mm-hmm. Everyone's been wondering, when is the game officially going to launch? We don't really know. Up until yesterday. So everyone hold on to your hoses, your horses, because Valorant is going to officially release on June 2nd. And you have up until the 28th to actually play the beta. So there's going to be a couple days in there where Valorant is no longer a thing. They're going to start rebooting the systems. Everyone's going to start clean and fresh. And then you're going to have to wait until June 2nd. So that's pretty exciting for the Valorant community.
Yeah, and they're adding, I think, like a new map and character or something.
Yeah, they're adding, yes. Everyone's actually really excited for the new map. Everyone's trying to find leaks for it. We all know a lot of characters are going to be nerfed and buffed, and it's kind of crazy that everyone's everyone's excited about it. And we know Riot is especially excited because they specialize in MOBA games, and this is a game more like Counter-Strike and trying to diversify their library, and this is it. It's a huge hit. It already has main competitions and whatnot.
Yeah, they finally have official teams and stuff, right?
Yeah, kind of insane.
I mean, it's cool. I can't wait just for, like, that's why we're gonna play. Like, I don't know about you, I might play some of it tonight because it's like the last weekend.
Yeah, exactly. You only have a week left too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably play quite a bit of it over the next couple days, but it's just I can't wait for it to open up to the masses and then everybody, like, you know, it's closed beta and people whine and complain about certain things about it already, and then I can't wait for it to open up and have more people whine and complain even more, you know? It's a bunch of more knuckleheads. It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, so it's a little scary now that it's gonna be open, like, who's gonna hop on the game, and is the community gonna stay the same? Is it gonna be a little more toxic? Is it gonna be catered to more kids or something? Who really knows?
Ugh, I can't wait to see more complaints about the cheat system.
Yep. It's gonna be great.
It doesn't matter. It happens. It doesn't. Any popular big game, everybody complains about the same shit.
It's true. You are not wrong. 100%.
Oh, Riot, because of Valor, and they always say, like, it's specifically this game. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't care if it's Overwatch or I don't give a shit. I hear the same fucking argument about the same. They were complaining about Modern Warfare a couple weeks ago, and now all of a sudden everybody's all cool with it again. It's, oh my gosh. Same dumb shit. That's like the part of the reason why it turned me off from playing a lot of these games most of the time, because it's like the same cycle over and over again. But I'll stick with it. I'll see how it goes at the beginning of this open thing.
Yeah, same though. Same. Yeah, you kind of. This is a game you have to feel it out because, like, what who said it? Nathan's kind of saying. I guess it hasn't reached Siege or Overwatch toxicity. It's kind of just a combination of both those games. So we'll see how long we can keep this community.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a suit. I don't know. I mean, it still got me playing it, so who am I to say, I guess?
I know, it got me playing it still too, but we'll see what happens when the game's open to the public.
Mm-hmm. And meantime, guys, if you have it on closed beta, just enjoy as much of it as you can, just in case.
Yeah, and enjoy your ranked tiers, because that's gonna go away soon.
Mm-hmm.
You have to start from the bottom.
Yep, and then you'll complain how you wouldn't be able to achieve the rank that you did during closed beta because of all these people that are cheating.
It's true, exactly, though. Exactly. You can't complain, you can't love it, you can't hate it, but here we are, gonna get it anyway, gonna play it.
Don't play it. There's 10,000 other games you can play. Play a game like Crucible, which we'll talk about later.
Well, we will talk about that later.
Alright,
Wilden, what's another thing happening?
Oh, it's me. Oh, okay. What's going on? So speaking of games coming out this week, so Raft, that's a good one I hadn't heard of. Now, I've got one that I don't think you said you've heard of. There's another game coming out. I want to say, I can't remember if I originally heard about it. E3, I want to say that I did, or something like that. I'm going to bring up a video to kind of show you what I'm talking about so you can see. There's another game related to sharks coming out called Maneater. And it's a game where you play as a shark and you eat people. And it's somewhat open world. And you like jump out of water. Let me bring up the thing here. Just give me a second.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah, this is from IGN here. Just some gameplay, because they had a trailer, but it was too small. So we're gonna bring this up here.
Okay.
Just, if y'all never heard of this.
Meanwhile, aboard the
I'm excited to watch this because I actually haven't seen it yet.
So we're just gonna skip to like some of the gameplay stuff here. But basically what happens is that there's an open world kind of water system, and there's like boss fights with bigger fish and sharks in different parts of the system, and you have to beat them.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's different resources like clear water, there's dirty water.
Holy shit. And you're just a shark.
Yeah, like you punch turtles in the face and...
Put on display in a marine park stunt show.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. Whoosh! You fucking just fly around and shit.
Are people excited about this?
Nobody's really ever talked about it. I think just because not enough people know about it. The reviews for it came out. I have to check the reviews. I think the reviews for it were like okay. You know, it's not like a 10 out of 10 game, but it's just kind of silly.
It looks like a silly game for sure. Something just like ease the day, you know, a hard day at work. You come home, you play Maneater.
Yeah, there's different varieties. There's like different attacks. I'm trying to figure out ones where he like goes after people. Shit, like you have waypoints and stuff. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this is actually really cool.
So he's about to, I think, get rid of these people here. You just hear the music, the tension.
Yo.
Oh, there's somebody swimming. Whoop! And they scream, he's got my legs.
While it is well known that sharks...
That's insane.
And you're just blood squirting all over the place.
Yeah, I think I like the blood the most. That's the funny. I like how like the blood is different too above the water and below the water. Like they really thought about it.
Yeah. And like you just thrash this person around, throwing them in the air and shit.
Yeah. It looks like they stay whole for a bit too.
Yeah, like they'll argue and fight back.
Oh wow.
And you gotta fight boats and stuff like that.
What's the objective of this game? Is it kind of like story based, do you think?
There's like a little bit. There's a little bit of a story. I mean, this is story gameplay. But like I said, it's like you go around different parts of the map and unlock different areas. And you have to defeat certain like bosses to unlock the areas and do stuff like that.
Okay.
He just grabbed them off the boat and just flung them to the ground. I'm trying to find like a see if there's like a shark fight. Oh, here we go. Here's like a.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And oh yeah, but you get to find stuff. But anyway, there's like other things. I'll show like one quick trailer real fast. Oh shoot, where's the thing? I
believe.
Yeah, Maneater trailer. Yeah, but yeah, they were talking about like E3 or something last year, and it just, I guess launch trailer maybe.
Yeah.
And see, look, you're in like a Neo Tokyo City and stuff too.
Yeah, that's actually cool. It looks like you can customize what your shark looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you get, you know, upgrade attacks. Look at that. He's all like shiny and shit.
Wow. It's probably something you have to earn too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a little comedy to it and stuff. And hey, look, you get like a little Miami and stuff like that.
I feel like this game would not do good if it was serious. You know what I mean? You need a goofball game for this type of thing.
Yeah, I think
a shark.
It really, I think, depends on how well it controls. That's what.
Yeah.
It's a 65% right now on PC Gamer. It's on all consoles, it's even on the Switch right now. And you can get it through Epic on PC. Yeah, it's described as a single-player open-world action RPG, aka Shark PG. What's S-H-A-R... look, I'm not even kidding. See? S-H-A-R capital R-K-P-G. So there you go.
Wow, okay.
Oh, it's published by Deep Silver, by the way, who's done, like, the Dead Island games and Saints Row, so in that way it kind of
looks like it. It looks very Saints Row-y, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And Saints Row was, like, one of the games that went from super serious to super silly. So this game seems like it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's 40.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Sounds like they expect big things out of it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I thought that was like, I didn't realize, like, I remember hearing about it, it was like, oh crap, it's out, and I was like, whoa, when did this happen? And I forgot, you know, that it was a thing. I was like, oh, I better share about this one, because it's silly. And, okay, so then we got other stuff that's, like, come out this week, so, Kendall, if you want to lead us into the next thing.
So, another game that was, actually, you know what, let me bring this back a bit.
Okay.
As you remember, Epic Games is releasing free games every Thursday for about a month. And yesterday, they just released Civilization 6. Civilization games have been around for actually 30 years. Did you know that?
I knew it's been around a while, but not 30. That's a long time.
30 years, yep. And it's kind of insane. It's you can get Civilization as a board game. You can get it on your phone. You can get it on your PC. It's a well diverse game where you can play it. And Civilization 6 is free. If you're into strategy turn-based games, this is definitely the one for you for sure.
Yeah, and that replaces Grand Theft Auto as a free, so it's free for like a whole week.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever played Civ. I haven't because it's not really my kind of thing, but I know that people that like that game, they love Civ. Like, they love those things.
I know Civilization is like definitely one of the top ones when it comes to world building, turn-based kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah,
so good for them, honestly.
Yeah, that's good, because that's like a big popular game. And I mean, I got it just in case, because why the heck not? But yeah, be sure to get on that, guys. That's a big, because like Epic's been doing these big game things like every week until like their sale's over in June right now. They got some games on discount there as well. And then next week we'll tell you whatever the free one is for then.
So this is the game for sure. So get on that. If you don't have it, you love Civilization games, 6 is one of the good ones. Get it. It's free. Go.
Right. Well, not right. Well, now as you're watching this, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
But anyway, anything? Well, sweet. Is there anything else going on? What else is going on?
Another thing. It's kind of cool. If you're into limited edition PS consoles, The Last of Us 2 is actually releasing one. You get a cool controller, a headset, and a PS4 Pro. It's going to be engraved, I guess you can say, with the design of Ellie's tattoo, which is the fern, which is, I think, is actually pretty cool. If you actually, I wish I could send you a picture.
I'm looking at it now. It's pretty legit.
Yeah. It's like nice silver. It's engraved, so it's not just like glossed over, which is really cool.
Yeah, you can
get a matching set.
Kind of see it there, like right there.
Yeah,
have you ever bought like a special edition console or anything like that?
Yeah, my sister and I have the Batman one when that came out.
You do?
Yeah. It was really cool.
I've never bought. Every console I've owned has been the original version of that console. I've never upgraded a console. I still have just a regular PS4. I only have a Pro.
Yeah.
Never bought a special edition. The only one I heavily considered for a minute was the Spider-Man one, where it was like all red. It was nice looking.
That one is so nice, and like Spider-Man was so big when it was announced and whatnot. I expect it to be almost the same because The Last of Us 2 is, like, I would say one of the most anticipated games of the year. And I feel like if you're willing to buy a PS4 Pro and then just wait out on the PS5, I would suggest getting this sweet limited edition Last of Us 2 bundle.
Yeah, it's like one day, maybe in the next generation or something, but once I want to buy a special edition of something. A peripheral, a console. It'll be on my bucket list whenever I have money.
Yeah, and I think this is a good game, too, for people who aren't really into, like, comics or something like that. Because I feel like the last few they've done are, like, more superhero-based, maybe more cartoony-based, but this one's almost like, you know, apocalyptic real-life zombie horror. If you're into that, this is the console for you for sure.
And you know, like, this is time to like keep out. And for some reason, you missed out on this one. You know, they always lower the price of the previous console right before the new one hits. Now this year might be different though, because now they're gonna have a limited supply. But you know, always keep an eye out. If you always been thinking of like waiting on getting PS4, or whatever, I would check like right after like the PS5 starts coming out. Because they'll start dropping the prices. It's a good deal if you can.
It's really good, for sure.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's always cool when they do that. You know, they don't do it too often, but when they do, it's a really cool extra little thing.
And you kind of just got to get them when they come out, you know?
And they usually always have, like, the game included, usually.
Yes. Right? They usually do. Yeah, like, it's like a whole bundle. It's always a whole bundle pack. I mean, I'm sure they'll have an option where you can just get maybe the PS4 Pro, but
do you know how much it
bundle,
is?
You gotta get the bundle. I think it was like 100 something. Well, it's pre-order, I should say. I did not look at it. I know it was like fucking crazy.
There's like, because sometimes it's stuff like this, and it was weird because I don't know if like, do you know if it like comes out like the day of the game or before or after? Because sometimes it's not always lined up when.
Yeah. So this is okay. So the headset is 100, the controller 65. But if you want to get it all together, you can pre-order that bitch for $400.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know? Did it say the date?
Let's see. You know what? I didn't read that. I don't even see that.
Let me see. Just okay. I'm assuming. It comes out when the game does on the 19th.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it said launch alongside a game. Like I said, sometimes it depends. Sometimes it'll come out before. Sometimes it'll come out after. So yeah, then pre-order that. I'm assuming it comes with the digital copy of the game and not a physical. I'm going to assume that. That seems to be the common thing.
That I was about to say, that's what they did for the last two.
Mm-hmm.
And you would just have to wait longer. I knew that if you wanted to wait for a physical copy.
Yeah, that's what's weird is when I got my PS4, it had the GTA and Last of Us 1 combo. The Last of Us was digital, but GTA was physical, which was interesting. Like,
yeah.
You didn't go one way or the other. You went kind of both. I was like, okay. Yeah, okay, cool. So, yeah, make sure if you haven't looking for a new console, guys, it sounds pretty legit to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing, a last thing, which...
Yes, tell me.
Last thing, which is it's a good day to have this gaming podcast, because it's not just our usual schedule, but it's also a big game for gaming in general, because today is the 40th anniversary of Pac-Man. Woo! 40th
Congratulations, Pac-Man! You did it! You made it to 40, the big 4-0!
Big 4-0, holy crap. I know they're doing stuff for it. There's all kinds of things going on. You could do like play like Pac-Man on like Twitch. They're doing a thing where you can play it.
Yeah.
They're adding Minecraft DLC for it. I'm sure there's having sales going on. Oh yeah, they're partnering with Amazon at Pac-Man Live Studio, which is coming to the Twitch platform. So it's gonna be like a new thing.
Amazing.
It's crazy. It's crazy that it's 40 years old. I've played Pac-Man once, or I'm terrible at it, by the way. I'm terrible. I can't be. I'm lucky if I get past the first part of it.
Yeah.
But Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, it's one of those games that's just I mean, they've come out a lot of versions, right? I've heard there's like the DX one's pretty good, or the retro and all that. But it's one of those games. It's just playing it in the actual arcade on an arcade console. That's really the full best experience you can get for a game like this.
For sure.
With the little sticks.
It's fun and exciting when you like go into like an arcade, like Dave and Buster's, even, you know, just to see it, and you want to play it on like a nice big screen. Not big screen, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then you know it's fairly usually cheap now to play it like that, and you know they have the I don't know if you call it food tables or just, you know, tables that are like that you play it, that where it's like sideways and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's popular. I mean, yeah, Pac-Man, that was, I think I don't know if it was the first, well, it wasn't the first Pac-Man, I don't think, but I had one of the original Pac-Man games on the NES. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm definitely showing my age with that. But I think if I remember right too, the cartridge, it was one of the few where the cartridge was a little bit different than the normal ones. Because sometimes certain NES games had specialized cartridges, and for some reason, the Pac-Man one had a weird sort of different one. But man, it's a game that just, like, it's timeless. It's like Tetris, you know? It just always finds a way to keep coming, stay relevant. Pac-Man, I mean, he's a playable character in Smash.
Yes, he
For
is.
crying out loud. You know, he's come across. Oh, here it is. Here's the. I'm trying to bring up a big image of it here. Somebody's selling it right here, but you can see. Look, it's such a weird. It's different than NES. So, like, I don't know why it's like that. I don't know, it's just a company that made it, or something. But compared to like Miss Pac-Man or whatever. But I mean, I'm gonna try to look up how many Pac-Man games there've been, if there's like a given number. Because 40 years is a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely evolved. Like, Pac-Man turned into Miss Pac-Man, and then, like, nowadays you can still play it in an arcade, which is really cool. He's a character in Smash. I know they created in arcades, like, four-player Pac-Man tables, which is, like, when you, like, tabletop, and it's just each person has a side. That's really cool. To make it more than just a single-player game.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you how many games it's got, but it's like, it's part of world record holders. Yeah, Championship Edition DX. And then they made a sequel, the second one, 2016. Those looked cool.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard those good things about that. But even then, yeah, and then, like, the Pac-Man, now they have the, especially on the David Busters, like you mentioned, the digital one, where you could play that, and what is it, that or Space Invaders? And it's like a
huge projector, and yeah,
like the big LED
they're
screen.
really evolving retro gaming, which I think is cool.
Yeah, that's crazy for that. Yeah, that's definitely like one of the longest franchises that's been around, because it starts. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. It's Namco 1980. Oh, that's right. And then the interesting facts. I don't know if you know this or not, but the original name Pac-Man was originally Puck-Man.
Yeah. But people kept effacing it with an F instead of a P, so they changed it to Pac-Man.
Thank goodness they did.
Yeah.
Especially this day and age. Yeah, it's made by Bandai Namco. It's grossed more than $14 billion as of 2016.
Wow.
And 43 million in sales, according to Wikipedia. Yeah, and
good job, Pac-Man.
Yeah, and as people know, because what's the name, like Inky, Blinky, and Clyde, or what?
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
I got you though.
It's it's one of those games where, like, if you're bringing up your kid right, especially around gaming or anything, you'll have them play it a little bit when they're younger to kind of get used to how things work and all that. And it's but like I said, it's not. I'm terrible at it, but it's a fun game to play. And yeah, if you've never got an opportunity to go to an arcade or a David Buster's, it's like I said, that's the way to play it, I think. But yeah, I woke up this morning, I was like, holy crap, it's been around for 40 years. That's a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
And they're still coming out with stuff. So yeah, so that we're dealing with that. So we're gonna transition a little bit to sort of another bigger topic that I kind of had, and mainly because it's like I wanted to ask Kendall this especially because Kendall has a lot more experience than I do with this. Yes. So the other day, which I think was yesterday, they released a new trailer for Tenet. But they released it in Fortnite initially, and then I think what they did was, like, Christopher Nolan's gonna show like one of his movies or something in Fortnite. And it just got the old brain turning here. It thought about how recently during this quarantine there's been like events in Fortnite, there's been concerts, DJ stuff recently. It started happening in the last like year and a half or so, but really picked up because of quarantine. And I was just wondering, because I don't know, it feels like for me, like, people don't really, unless people don't talk about Fortnite as the game as much anymore.
Nope. Mm-mm.
So I was wondering where you think Fortnite would be now if it wasn't for all these events and stuff. Like, would Fortnite still, like, be going? Would it still be any relevance at all if there wasn't these big events now keeping it going? Would have it died down long ago? Like, what are your thoughts on this whole Fortnite thing and what's been happening?
In all honesty, Fortnite was a huge hit for 2 years. It did amazing. It had the most microtransactions in a game within a year, which is kind of insane. I think it said 1 million or something. in microtransactions. It's a free-to-play game, and it made that much in microtransactions. After 2 years, you can see the rapid decline that was happening. Then they started having a bunch of events. Like they started teaming up with Disney, doing the Thanos thing, and like they were just doing all these things they can collaboratively to keep people installing and playing the game. But ever since a lot of pro streamers have decided that Fortnite is a dying game, so has everybody else. But they realized through the Marshmello concert that they did that Fortnite could evolve to a crazy, awesome, like better than real life virtual experience, which is what they're doing now with all these events. They're doing all these concerts, they're doing all these releases, and like the way they're doing it is not just like them in a screen. Sometimes they're actually making them part of the game. And I think it is a dying game, but they are opening a new door for virtual experiences. I think it's like you can't even consider it like almost a battle royale right now at this point, because right now they're just a platform of events. Like I feel like people are installing the game again just to be at these events because it feels exclusive, you know? Yeah.
It's interesting to think about because see, because that's why. So now that's because they're like Sansar's a thing, and there's these other things that have existed that's been like these RL concert live events are going on, and it's just interesting that there's people that play that. Don't get me wrong. There's people VR chat and Sansar and stuff like that.
Yep.
But the fact that Fortnite still is the one that's like blowing up when it originally wasn't that, and all these other ones are still doing their thing, but it hasn't blown up as big. It's very interesting.
I think it's because Fortnite has better capabilities of making it smoother and look better. Unlike the two you said, like even VR chat still nowadays is still like wonky to play. Whereas in Fortnite, they have a lot of servers that can handle the amount of people. And they could each have the same experience, you know, at different times of the day and whatnot. I think it's smart.
So, yeah, because I know they've still had seasons and stuff, but people were not necessarily fans of where it went and things that were going. So, like we talked about, I think the other stream, you know, Epic said, hey, if Fortnite's going to be able day one all these new gen consoles, do you think they're gonna make another attempt to say, oh, okay, this is a start, we're gonna try to reboot the gaming part again, do a new battle pass to see how that goes? Is that a smart move you think they should make, or they should like really be like, okay, now we're gonna completely change it kind of more centered to this thing?
Yeah, I think it's smart what they're doing right now, and they even like had a little buzz going on saying that they're going to bring back the original map. Oh my god, which made people want to go back and hop on it, because sometimes like the map changes is what people really hated about Fortnite. So if you had something of, I guess you can call it nostalgia at this point, if you have that and an event to look forward to, then you're probably not going to uninstall Fortnite. So I don't know. I think it's for them to keep their people, to stay flat. I think the goal for them is to not curve down and not to curve up. I think there's no way they can curve back up. You know what I mean? Unless they have a huge event with big names, big A-list celebrity names or something.
So yeah, so you think like it's hit its highest peak it's ever gonna get?
I think it already hit the peak, because at this point they have made such a great gateway to, like I said, virtual experiences. Like, do you want Fortnite to play the game, or do you want it to be there virtually, where it feels like you're there in like a 3D, you know, like not 3D world, but in a nice, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean?
I like that, the way you express that feeling.
Yeah.
Oh lordy. Yeah, no, and that's what I was curious, because, you know, I don't play I've tried it once or twice. It's not my thing. I don't like building crap, and it's just whatever. And I'm sure Ninja still plays it, or, you know, and there's people that still do, but
Yeah.
you know, now talks Valorant and Modern Warfare and stuff as far as game goes. And I know Pokey was playing it, I think, the other day for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
I just never hear any general chat or anywhere really about it as a game unless it's some event going on.
Exactly.
And,
yeah, exactly.
And the fact that, like, you're having a trailer premiere inside the game now,
Exactly.
it's like, what's the future of that gonna be?
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna adapt to that? Because then it's like, what next? Now you're gonna be watching movies in there. Now you're,
Yeah.
and it looks like you might be right. It might be heading in that direction where that might be its new life. Is completely change. Still have a battle royale, but just have that as like a mode to what this new thing's gonna be. It's.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's why I asked, just because like I don't know. I don't know. I'm slightly bothered by it, but also not. You know, because at the same time, like all these other things that have been around, might not be as polished, but they've been around, and it's like I feel like they're kind of getting like disrespected in a way because they're all choosing this. What's
but
popular.
Also, yeah. But also, if you're a platform that can do what Fortnite's currently doing, it's almost like you lost that opportunity to do it first. You know?
And you're right. I mean, it's on all systems. It's on the Switch
Yeah.
now, I think, right? So
Yeah.
it's got that crossplay feature.
Uh-huh.
Even with all these events and stuff, like, I mean, they're starting to get in my direction with the movie, films, and stuff like that, but there's still not anything there really that's grabbing me. I'm wondering if they will ever have something that would entice me to be like, oh, I do want to go and see this, or something like that.
Yeah.
I
don't know. It's a crazy world. Again, I'm gonna say it's a crazy world we live in.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. I was just thinking about too. This thought came to my head because we were talking about before about conventions and all this digital stuff. It's like, is there some way one day you could have like a convention in Fortnite where like you're kind of walking and people have their little booths set up and things like that? It's like, could that be a thing or?
Yeah, I mean it could. I mean we're already making it blatantly obvious that we can have all these events online with the same amount, probably not the same amount as being there in real life, but with the same emphasis on it being fun and it being amazing and like I don't know. Yeah.
It's an interesting topic. I was just surprised. I was like, oh, they're showing a trailer for Tenet. I'm like, how does that even work? And then, I mean, I watched the trailer online after, but it's just kind of crazy. What is the contracts like for this, and how does that work? And
I want to know how like money revenue works though, because it's a free-to-play game. Are they showing advertisements inside the game? Are they still relying on microtransactions? That's what I'm more like interested in. How are they affording this?
Yeah, because then like if they're gonna if they made a deal with Warner Brothers obviously to show this in there, it's like theaters have to pay so much to Warner Brothers to get this, and like, and things like that. So it's like, how are they able to afford?
Yeah. Also, like with the whole trailer, who paid who, for that to happen?
Right, because, I mean, you would have to think, because it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
And it didn't need a lot of selling.
No.
And it came on a line immediately after. It would have gotten the same buzz either way. So I would think Fortnite would have really needed it more in this particular scenario.
Yeah. And they definitely rely on it being exclusive. You need to have Fortnite to be part of this exclusive in-game release,
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's still not enough there that's like grabbing me to hop back into it. I mean, having experiences with friends and all that would be cool, I guess, but it's just, whatever. Hey, but you still play it all, here and there, right?
Yeah, I actually uninstalled it like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because actually, the one thing that I think they didn't really think about, or they weren't concerned for, was the people who don't have Fortnite. They can easily watch streamers or whatever on YouTube reacting to it. So you can see it yourself without being there if you don't mind not being there at the time.
Oh, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
I think they're going in a good direction, but also is a direction that's good for their gaming platform. Who knows?
And then logistics of that too about like streaming, because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
are you allowed to stream these like events and trailers?
Right.
Like, because there's all this copyright stuff. You know, you have to go through all this crap just to show Amazon Prime stuff on Twitch.
Yeah.
You know, you can't even play like the sound from it on the OBS. You have to go right. So it's like, they seem to be getting away with this, but why can they? It's, you know, and then how does Amazon, Twitch, how do y'all decide what's okay and not okay? It's this whole logistical thing needs to be figured out.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah, so I just, it's nuts. All right, well, we should start like getting into the last bit of it here. So, Kendall, if you want to bring us into like what's been going on, what's everybody playing this week? What does everybody love playing?
I'll start. I will say right now that GTA 5 has made a nice comeback only because it was free on the Epic Store for a week. And I think we can see the same thing for games on the Epic Store that are free for that week. The same pattern where everyone's like, oh my god, that game was great. It was big at a time. We can make it big again now. And everyone's just cruising her down the streets in GTA 5.
GTA Online, it's I played GTA Online like once or twice.
Yeah.
I played through the main game when it was on PS3, and I started again on PS4 because they're doing that first-person mode. So I wanted to test that out, but yeah, for a minute there, that was another thing that just randomly out of the blue, like, was it like a year and a half or 2 years ago? People just started playing it online, and then you have like the real life simulation. I'm like, just out, like, why did that start?
Yeah, it does help for GTA 5 analytics that role playing in GTA is so big right now. It's been big for about a year and a half. So like it didn't hurt, you know what I mean?
I know. No, I mean, it's cool. It's just, again, it's an normal question. It's like, why did that happen all of a sudden for a game that's been out like 4 or 5 years prior to that? The online was always there. It was always there. They always added stuff and improved a little bit, but there was no reason why that could have not happened 4 or 5 years earlier. And then just all of a sudden, out of the blue, like, just like society just woke up one day and you're like, you know what? Let's play GTA 5 out of nowhere. You know?
But I only want to play as a nurse.
Yeah. Again, it's like the same thing. We're talking about like VR chat and Sandstar, where like it's built for those experiences, but these are happening in these other games. It's fascinating.
Yeah. And I'm going to say again, it's a fucking crazy time we're living in. But also, it's so smart for these people, and I'm going to say this word a lot, evolve, you know?
Yeah,
They're smart. They have to learn as trial and error, and this is what's working for them, and that's why GTA 5 installments were like fucking through the roof.
And yeah, like Rockstar didn't need any more purchases or downloads of that game. It's not like they have the highest. Is that one? Is that the one that's like the highest made media ever or something like that?
Probably.
I think.
It sounds right.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty good. That was the first GTA I ever beat.
Really? Amazing.
Because 4 was the first one I ever played, right? Like, I never even played San Andreas. I do have it, I think, installed for free because of, like, the Rockstar thing they have for free. But But, like, 4, that, and I tried the spinoff.
I've never tried the spinoff.
The DLC or whatever. In both cases, for 4 with that, I got stuck on the helicopter mission on both of them. Those helicopter missions were pain in the ass.
I'm sure.
Sucked to control. 5, I managed to make it work to complete the mission.
Yeah.
It was doable, but the helicopter controls are awful.
Oh, I'm sure.
In those games. Oh, it was the worst. But yeah. So another thing. Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead.
What's another thing? I was gonna say, what's another thing that people are playing?
Oh, well, thank you. The other big thing is another online game has popped up, Kendall. Another competitor has entered the arena. Valorant, you better watch out, because Crucible has entered the arena.
Ooh, Crucible from Amazon?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you're right. That very Crucible, yes, is a game that in the past I'd heard the title of.
Mm-hmm.
At least, but again, kind of like the Mandator, or just kind of was like, oh, it's out. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. There was never really hype for it.
Never really hype. It just came out. Look, here's the thing. I don't know if you've played this yet. It's got potential. It's got potential.
I see. Okay.
It's a little chaotic, which I like. It's mass.
Okay.
So if you're one of those people, it's an anti-Valorant where you're like, strategy. We gotta strategize. They're gonna be coming from this direction. No, it's like you gotta capture this thing or capture this thing. Then everybody goes, they're like, we should probably go over this way, I guess. And then everybody fights each other in a big mess. And it's like that, just pure chaos. You don't know what the hell's going on half the time. You hop in the game. The game's not the best at giving you clear directions.
Oh,
so,
I'm sure.
So you had to take this tutorial, which even when you loaded it up on the first day, it tells you, oh, you might have to take the tutorial twice for having issues or whatever. I was like, okay. The tutorial tells you how the mechanics works. Like, oh, this button means this or this or this. But each character has their own version of that, and the game doesn't really explain that. You just find out as you go. And then it'll be like, okay, you're gonna hop in this mode. Your goal is you gotta destroy these creature things, and then grab this, and then when you get 3 points or whatever, you win. Well, it doesn't even tell you that. It just, like, the thing's like, okay, you gotta go and capture these things and kill it, and then that's it. And then you hop in the game, and then you're like, okay, so I gotta kill this thing. And then all of a sudden you see there's a timer. And you're like, what's the timer for? And then the only reason I knew anything of what the hell was going on, because one of my viewers had to explain to me, because he played it, a little bit of what the hell was going on. So then, like, you're, like, going, and then there's a timer, and you're like, okay, so now I have to wait for the time to come down to attack the thing. The game didn't tell me that. And then you have to capture these other points to get you, like, extra points, because it's a little like Monster Hunter, sort of.
Okay.
In a way that you level up your character by shooting monsters as you're, like, waiting for time to go. So that's kind of cool. And then they have all these, like, different characters, and they all do such different stuff, but there's nowhere for you to go to find out or practice with them except just hopping in and going. And then what happens is when you die, it brings up this map, and it gives you, like, basically you get a normal looking map, and then there's certain points that you choose to where you want to respawn. Okay. But it changes every time. So, like, you could be like, oh, I respawned here last time, and then that option isn't available the second time you died. And you're like, well, I'm trying to get over here where these things are, but the closest one's 10 feet away, and it doesn't explain to you why. So you're like, why is this gone? Why is the option not here? And and then you constantly shoot. And then I was playing another game where the goal was that you had to capture these, like, waypoints and guard them, so it could, like, alternate control back and forth. And then there was, like, a point system, and there was no explanation what the point system was for. I was like, do you get a certain number of points for the things you collect or what? And then I was like, so half the game my team was, like, way far ahead. And the last couple minutes, another team jumped far ahead. And I didn't know why. I had no idea. It's because we were like, you get points for killing people or whatever. It's just things like that. It doesn't explain anything to you at all. It just tells you the basic goal, and you go in, and you just say, good luck. You press, like, a couple of buttons to do a couple things, and that's it. Because
so
even
they just need to work out the kinks.
Yeah. I mean, in the tutorial, it gives you 4 characters to work with, but then when you start the game, there's, like, 8 or 9 characters, so then half the characters you never practiced with before, so you're guessing.
Wow. That kind of reminds me of Apex, actually.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit everything. Like I said,
when Apex first started, they only had a tutorial of the healer, and that's it. And then you just went out and guessed what the other characters did.
And I don't know if part of this is on purpose or they just didn't think things through.
They didn't have a beta, you know? Did they make it and then release it? They could have.
Yeah, I think they just released it. They just made and released it
Yeah.
because I never heard about like any beta or anything. It just came
Yeah.
out.
This is the beta. They just don't want to tell you that.
I guess. I mean, I like the look of the characters. It's like a cartoony Monster Hunter mixed with like a little bit like a Borderlands-y Apex vibe. I mean, I like the combat. Like, I love the chaos of it because, like I said, there's no order. It's like you can't strategize. Like, there's no, at least when I play it, not voice chat. You're just kind of like pointing things. Like, oh, like somebody's like, go here. I'm like, I guess I'll go that way.
Wow. Okay.
If you're by yourself, sometimes you can get lost to where you're going.
Yeah.
Like, so you have to like try to look at the map to see where everybody else is, but it's easy to get lost by yourself. It's pretty common for at least one person out of the group, and sometimes it requires a group of like, there's a group of like 2v2 or 4v4 or like 8 on 8, and you split up in different groups, but you're just kind of winging it as you go.
Yes.
So you're like, I didn't plan on being with this person, I guess I'll guard this. I don't know. And but there's potential. Like, there's a cool character where the one I played so far, like where she has like a pistol, but she has like a gun, like a sword, and she stands like a fencing, like, so she stands very proper with a fancy sword like this, but like she runs faster with the sword, so when she runs like assassin ninja, kind of like this, and things like that. So there's
just gotta work it out.
It's, you know, I'll give it some time, but it's a little chaotic. I don't know if I'm going to jump back into it anytime soon. I'll keep it installed just in case, you know. I'll
wait
check
until a patch happens.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, it's nice to be chaotic and tired of listening to strategy and bullshit like that. It's nice to just fucking go and just start praying.
Yeah.
That turns out in your favor. But yeah, doesn't hold your hand at all. You just got to figure out as you go, man. So, I mean, if you want to check it out, I'd be curious to see what you think of it. It might make more sense when you're like, oh shit, yeah, he's not.
Maybe it sounds like they need to work things out before I actually want to start picking it up. You know?
Yeah, it's you know, it's whatever. It's got potential, I guess, but I didn't see really anybody talk about it either. I know Nate Shot was streaming it for half a minute, but everybody else was playing Valorant again, and it's like,
yeah.
I don't know really what the audience is for. It's gonna get picked up on. I don't know. But I tried it, you know.
Chat saying it's the first game they made, which makes sense because they're not game developers, so they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, but though too, they had Amazon Studios, and like, I mean, I did a brand ambassador gig for the LA Auto Show, and they like helped publish like a game for the Grand Tour. So they might not have made it, but they've been involved in games for a while. So you would think after like helping certain games get made, you know, they would get certain things.
Interesting. Well, it's just something they have to work out. And I believe in them.
I hope so. That's all you can hope for. Just like they always say with movies or games, you don't want to wish for a game to be bad.
Yeah.
You always want good games.
Yep.
You know, so that's all you can really do. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if people talk about it, if something happens and hits really big, or who knows. But it was an experience, that's for sure. Like, if you go back and watch my VODs, it's a mess, really. But yeah, that's what kind of wrapped up what we've been playing this week.
Nice.
Yeah, so we'll start wrapping things up here. So guys, we're wrapped up the third episode. New episode next week at 7, episode 4. Again, guys, excuse me, I'll probably post a highlight or something of this podcast in case you hadn't seen it at some point next week. Feel free to contact us on Twitter if you have like any news topics or any ideas or any opinions on anything we've talked about. Feel free to hop in my Discord. I have a section dedicated to the podcast specifically. You can also post stuff there. Have any ideas of things you want us to do or talk about.